Really not much to do in your garden or warehouse. You know what, the warehouse belongs to the royal palace, right? Don't come any closer, I'll do something. Nah, just kidding. Yawn. How about a story? This warehouse is actually old, like way old. It's been around for generations. Every once in a while, a rumor goes around that something's buried beneath it, like a treasure. You wouldn't guess that it's old, though, would you? It's been redone so often, it looks like all the other boring buildings. Alright, cool. I'm trying to think if I should, like, go for the story stuff, or if I should go back to Gormott and cross off another few affinity nodes. Because I have just kind of like been making some good story push this stream. Climb stairs straight up to get to Sasham Gardens, Pride of Capital. From there, friends can head to Aquila Watchtower or amble over to Aria's Palace. Not to miss Gardens, beautiful place of calm, recently traveling, wandering music, blah blah blah. Entering from side of Shopping Ward. Okay, right. Fuck it, let's just keep making some story stuff. I've made some affinity progress in the desert. Hello, youngsters. Welcome. Looking for any instruments? For beginners, I'd recommend the Torna and Viella. You'll be serenading your friends in no time at all. It's not got too many strings. It's simple to learn. Once you've learned some pieces, you can join an ensemble. We even got a special event where people play the Torna and Viella to express thanks to the Titan. It's not an event to be missed. Alright, cool. But, accessories. What have you got? Resistance to stench, driver shackle resistance by 90, taunt resistance, HP restoration, start battle with aggro, smash damage by 50, agility by 20%. I'll buy a couple of these 20%ers. Ooh, yes. Chips, please. Okay, before I spend on you, I should check what I can do for chips with what I've got now. Blades. Weapon modifications. So, I want crit for Jin, so I have plenty of magnet chips. That's good. Ooh, Pentagon. That's a really big increase. Scale chip is a big damage decrease. I should probably just sell those crazy low ones. Alright, yes, magnet chip on Jin. That's an easy win. Go for it. 33%. Mithra. Magnet chip. Yep, 30%. I want to give these to my big critters right now. And then Brigid. No, Aegeon is the critter on Hugo. Yeah, so you get the magnet chip too. Brigid still does need crit, but less of it. I don't want to kill her defenses in exchange. But it looks like that's really all that she has as options. Yeah, Haze doesn't need critter block, so we'll give you a Pentagon chip. I've already checked Mithra. Menoth is not a critter, so... You've still got really good chips in you. Okay. So, check again now. What have you got that I could upgrade to? Haze, no thanks. That hurts the crit too much. No, only a 2% drop for 100 auto attack? Ah, but I'd be losing the dexterity. I'll forget that on Mithra for now. Oh, you started with a wood chip. I see why you were so good. Yeah, go for this one. Brigid doesn't need to crit quite so much, but block will help her prevent getting hit in the first place. Whips of the Ibis. And you are still good. Okay, cool. Sorts live in this city, but everyone carries their own worries around. That makes us all alike. If someone came and asked one of you for help, you'd hear him out, eh? It's because you can empathize with them. That empathy is something the people you help will never forget. On top of that, once you make a name for yourself, new doors open up on account of your rep. Don't let that fame go to your head. Remember that the bonds you make will stay with you throughout your life. Cool. Hey, an inn.
Well, here we are. We made good time.
Dining room? Dining table? Yeah, this place has just got, like, China flavor written all over it. It's interesting. I wouldn't have expected that out of the Torna capital. I don't know why. Just wasn't what I was thinking when I thought Torna. Steaming hot buns, more restaurants. I love Torna and trout. It's tasty and cheap. It's because they breed them so efficiently. Don't give up, other big bro. What, just brothers doing constant competition? Hello, green barrels.
Me, Traitor. The suspense is killing me.
Okay. You are a... Oh, you're the person I have to talk to about machinery. Okay. Jack of all trades. I'm not going to name names. There are certain countries where drivers use blades like they're disposable items. And it's not just down to the humans either. The blades go along with it like it's meant to be that way. So weird. Surely it's not right to say that some deserve to be treated with less respect because of things they can't control. Take Torna. It's peaceful as anything, and humans, blades, and titans live together in harmony. Sometimes I wonder if it's made Torna a bit too soft. Yeah, I'd say that's kind of the ideal you would want to maintain there, my good dude. Machine for discovering buried treasure in the Danag Desert. One could use all the resources Torna has at its disposal and not come close to constructing a machine like this. Though when salvage is considered, I suppose you cannot say it's definitely impossible. Fascinating. Leave it with me and I shall deliver you the Gideon Goldamatron 5000. Yeah, he seems like a stable fella. Why not? I present to you the Goldamatron 5000. You toddle off to the Danag Desert to try it out. No need to report back. Do I also have to make my own, though? Like the Hugo one. City has a long history. There's been shops here more than 300 years. I myself come from 14 generations of craftsmen. We've been building in Torna a long time. It's a fair old task taking on the weight of that history while adapting to the demands of the time. Cities built on blood, sweat, and tears. I saw a side quest. I see several side quests. Insect-loving boy, Marcus. This is no good. It's going to take ages at this rate. You can ask me anything you want as long as it's about insects. You're not interested? Psh, well, then I tell you there's more to insects than meets the eye. There's shiny shells, strong bendy legs, plus if you boil them up, you get some really useful medicines. Oh yeah, I've collected loads of insects, but just because I'm a kid, I'm not allowed to go looking very far. But I need to get a lot of bugs as quick as possible. You think you could bring me any you find? And I'll need some from Gormat too, not just Torna. I should actually have plenty.
I'd like you to trust us with this.
Yeah, I just have to turn it in, right? Did you catch any insects? See, look at all these bugs I got for you. This is super easy. I have so many. More than enough, thanks. If I can boil these up and get her to drink it, then maybe, just maybe. Dude, that's weird. I'm also partial to tinkering with machinery. Let me thank you properly. I'll show you a pretty amazing invention of mine. Cool, side quest complete. We did it.
A happy conclusion.
Marcus seems satisfied with the bugs he found and hopes to use them for medicine. He set his sights on a new invention. Well, I just don't understand girls at all. How about you guys? I bet you feel the same way. Earlier I made medicine for the Danag Weeda we collected and gave it to this girl I know to drink, and she's all like, ew, get that stuff away from me. What the heck's her problem anyway? Bugs are super cool. How can a medicine made of 100% cool things be gross? I don't get it at all. Oh, dude. I feel ya, but it's still a little weird. Oh, you have your own side quest for me now. Aspiring youth, stay right where you are. You have a look about you that tells me you might be interested in my most marvelous inventions. Look, I have hundreds of the things, beauties. More Ardain has nothing on my masterworks, I tell you. I am, nevertheless, at somewhat of a loss of how to surpass my former genius. But with the war on the horizon, it's been getting more and more difficult to find the parts I need, and now I've laid my woes bare. Could you perchance help the great Gideon collect some machine parts? I believe the ones lying around here in Torna should be good enough. Sure, another turn-in quest.
Let's see what we have here.
Got me some machine parts. This one's gonna take some more time. Maybe not. This goes up much faster than I expected. I'm done. Yes. Fine haul you have there. At long last, I can put the finishing touches to my ultimate creation. Gideon's special patented perpetual music box. As its name suggests, with just one turn of the key, it'll play music forever and ever with no interruption. You wanna know how to stop it? Well, that's a good point. I've not thought of that yet. That's a problem for future Gideon to wrestle with. You've helped me collect the parts. Why don't I teach you to make your own as thanks? Hold on, it's coming to me. Yes, yes! Flash of inspiration for a brand new invention. This will address any and all minor flaws with my last masterpiece may or may not have had. And for that, I'm going to need lots of parts that can withstand the dry climate. Alright, more parts, this time from Gormont. Still really easy to turn these things in. Oh. Marvelous, looks like all the parts I need. You have keen eyes. Behold my life's work. I call it Gideon's special patented jamming megaphone. Perfectly tuned mechanism cancels out any noise from the surroundings and magnifies the user's voice. Since surely everyone loves the sound of their own voice, there's no need for an off switch. I'm brilliant. How far does the magnified voice carry, you ask? What are you guys, health and safety inspectors? Sheesh. Thanks to my ingenious directionalizing technology, any voice you feed it, no matter how loud, will carry 10 peds. Just about as far as if you shout. That's pretty much the point. I'll share the recipe with you all so you can take my groundbreaking invention to the world. Seems your contributions have allowed me to stay afloat. This marks the beginning of a new era. Why, before you know it, I'll be a household name. And I owe it in part to you keen-eyed kittywinks. Bravo. Well done indeed. Am I done with him? Yes.
I am honored.
So many new additions. Alright, cool. Another side quest down. I'm amazing at this.
Give me a shout next time something happens.
Moon cube. Oh, I know what those cubes do. Those are very good things.
This is becoming addictive.
I also need to find a campfire, because Hugo's learning how to make a ton of new stuff. Wait, I see a super tiny little room over here that I don't want to miss out on. Maybe this is just the way to the inn, though. No. It's just a collection point, but still, I didn't know it was here. Now I do. There may have been green barrels down here. I had to check. Glassmaker. Glass we make in this workshop is produced from rock and sand collected in the Daneg Desert. All torn in glass work, but also ritual implements and ceremony accessories are made from our very own glass. I hear that the army recently ordered extra strong glass from my teacher for making a new ship. The name of the ship was, the Mo? Nope, sorry, it's gone now. Anyway, I'm just an apprentice for now. I can only make things like water jugs and glass bottles, but you should see the things my instructor can make. They're well made and sturdy, but still utterly exquisite. Glassworking really is one of those things that's just, like, fascinating to think about. Best get those materials delivered post-haste or you'll be in for an earful.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Damn it.
Don't worry. Failure paves the way to success.
I could almost do this one, but I still need super strength. Hello, King Kikoli. How goes the Zenos? I'm in the Tornan capital. I'm doing good. No, you have mining. Who has the super strength? Oh, it's Aegeon. All right. Damn it. I need to make that far-sighted talisman yet, and it's bugging me that I can't. Alright, well, I'll loop back to these things later, I suppose.
Good work, everyone. I'm all adventured out.
Let me know if you want to rest.
Earnest Warrior Jerry. Ayo, Jerry. Amateurs. I don't have time for you mates, I'm busy. Well then, Jerry. You can see if I come and help you when you're dying in a field. Hello, Freya. I'm envious of Joey and Marcus always running around outside and chatting with folk. Guess I'm a bit shy lately. I don't get a chance to meet a lot of people. Maybe I know something helpful. There are lots of neat shops all over Torna. If you have a look, you'll find tons of stuff that's useful for drivers and blades. Wish I could go, but going to busy places makes me too tired. Oh, this is a bit of a sickly girl. Marina. If it's the palace you're after, my lordships, follow those steps and it's up on the left. Can't miss it. Begging your pardon, most folks are looking for the palace. You're asking after the girl. That's my daughter, Freya. She's been very frail since birth. An awful sickness, your lordships, just terrible. The doctors say there's no medicine in the land of Torna that would help her. It's as good as incurable. Sometimes I wonder what's to become of my little Freya. Those are really sad stories. Just like, frail, sickly, never gonna get better, but still just like kind of living day to day, just suffering. It sucks. Especially when it comes to like kids. Now I've made myself all sad. Acheron Backstreet. Give me some green barrels. That'll make me feel better.
You're coming with me.
Drugs solve my problems. Who goes there? Who challenged Ruru? Strangers come to kick us out. Old lady from market must have told on us again. Ruru and Brother Pawns find this tip-top base. It's ours. If friends want us to move, friends find better base for us, Look, I don't actually care that much. I was just after the drugs that you kids were storing. You need to focus more. Onyx, what do you got? Squad's job is to guard the palace, but they don't send anyone decent for this job these days. Bleeding shame. You were a very large man, Onyx. Problem is, the palace hasn't needed defending in so long. No evasion gets far enough to actually threaten it. Which is great, but it means our squad is short on real fighters. Everyone gets this job because of family connections. All they do is skive off and swan about admiring each other's shoes. They don't know the first thing about soldiering. It's a pretty dire situation. A real attack and we're on for a battering. This load of arseholes won't know what hit them. It'd serve them right, too. I wish I could replace the lot, but the good talent doesn't grow on trees, you know. Like, Aegeon and Jin are not small people. And these guys just, like, are dwarfed by this squad leader. He's very large. You guys see it? The Tornan army, I mean. Weren't you watching? It was the real Tornan army, guys. They had those whopping long spears and real functional light armor. The design on that armor is just, man. They're so cool. This year I'm definitely joining up. Go for it. Give it a shot. More defenders, never a bad thing.
This is becoming addictive.
I would have missed those green barrels if I didn't stop at that collection point.
Suspense is killing me. You're coming with me, treasure.
I should treasurize with somebody else. I've heard Laura's treasure quotes a lot. What's up here? Up at the top of this very long ladder. It is a watchtower. All right, you got a pretty good view from up here. I'll give you your watchtower.
My hopes are high for this one.
The view from here is immaculate, don't you think? Sure, but should you even be here? I'll have you know, inspecting the view is a very important part of my job. I don't believe you. And rich-ass old people. They could just rewrite the rules wherever they want. Sasham Gardens. Now, where are more of those barrels? I found a lot of them out here already.
Excitement.
Woman of leisure? Welcome to Oresco, young drivers and blades. May I ask, are you all properly equipped with accessories? They're not just mere baubles, they're part and parcel of a driver's gear. You've got your hats, your chokers, your amulets. Each item has different effects you can use. You young things are always questing. There's some accessories that could really help you out. I did. I replaced my stuff a while ago. Maybe I should do it again soon.
I tremble with excitement. My hopes are high for this one.
Alright, cool. That's some Hugo treasure quotes. Try Brigid treasure quotes. Young art dealer Sarah. Welcome, travelers. Have you been enjoying some of the Tornan sites? There's plenty to see in the residential ward. There's a range of merchants. Artisans have their workshops there. But of course, the main tourist spot is Arya's Palace, where the King of Torna lives. Didn't know this before I moved here, but the palace is so huge in part because it also houses workshops for renowned engineers and craftspeople. Most people aren't actually allowed to see the workshops, but I bet they're magnificent. A society that holds its engineers in high regard? That's kind of, you know, a good sign. Another slate piece, awesome. Hello, Arb. You know, this splendid garden was made for the first king of Torna. The placements of the stones and the patterns in the sand are meant to reflect the natural world we're part of. But do you know for what purpose the garden was made and why it's this location in particular was chosen? The intention was that seeing this garden would keep the viewer from losing their grounding in nature. Ancient Tornans thought it of the utmost importance, and the current king is keeping the tradition alive too. King sounds like he cares about the Titan a great deal. Now, isn't that a ruler we can all be proud of? You're not wrong. This place sure does sound like a motherfucking paradise. Can't wait for it to all get exploded by Malos. Wait, loyalist? Does that mean that there's revolutionaries? Did a bit of traveling myself back in the day, saw a bit of the world. Plentiful lands of lakes and forests, exotic cities with strange houses and stranger food, but I have to say there's no place quite like Torna. No big wars or famine or terrible epidemics here. Tornans live in peace and quiet thanks to our wise and prudent king. Past kings might have been brutal despots, but our king rules with reason and isn't afraid to change or reform. Some folks are critical of king with such a progressive outlook, but I think he's clever. Very clever. Yeah, they're painting a pretty perfect picture here.
What a terrible
I know the
chore.
drill.
Hey, green barrels.
I'm crossing my fingers. What could be inside?
Yeah. Everybody likes treasure. All right, Clemens.
We made it. Good stuff.
Doesn't seem so bad.
Lord Adam and Your Majesty Emperor Hugo. I expect there must be some sort of emergency. Quaestor Malthus is also gracing us with his presence. Oh. Please wait here, I'll inform the king you've arrived. Malthus is bad news.
Malos aims for the seal?
Yes. He draws ever closer to the capital, leaving destruction in his wake. Our path here was littered with the wounds of his procession, my lord.
So, the Questor's report was true. Noble Hugo. At this time of grave peril, you have afforded us your trusty aid. Your due will be our eternal thanks.
I'm scarcely worthy of it, Your Majesty. As the Titans breathe, I merely followed Prince Adam against the peril we face. In truth, it is to him that your kind praise is due.
Ah, the trust of the dread Ardanian throne. 'Tis a much valued gift to our young scion of Ileta. Mark it well. It gladdens
That must
me.
be the guy who's actually in line for the throne.
Your most noble honors pierce my unworthy heart, my lord.
Begging your pardon, Lord, would that honor were the only currency in this grave business? An armed band transgressed the sacred boundaries of the capital without regal assent. The act merits bitter punishment.
Suppose you that our soldiers can subdue Malos alone?
I don't...
Indeed. The army of resistance fearlessly dashes to our nation's aid. They tremble not in the face of the mightiest of foes. To punish them is
Yes,
unthinkable.
thank you.
Yes,
You can't just punish people because they broke a rule and cause no actual harm.
Zeta, what does not bend only breaks. We must suffer to Adam his just bounty. I hereby enfeoff you as Lord of Heblin.
This is too much for me, my lord. First, I must busy myself with the command of the resistance force. We can't allow Malos to take the seal. I'd be much obliged if you could grant permission for the resistance to move freely within your lands, lord.
As you wish. Brave soldiers of Torna, hear your king. Our country must make its own sacrifice to halt the terrible power of the Aegis.
Indol, too, pledges its flesh and blood to the cause. I humbly confess that it was my own lack of foresight which brought us to this pass.
Yeah, like Adam don't care about titles and stuff. He's just like, yo, I wanted to save the country.
My brother, or rather, my lord, what is your aim? Why give Heblin to Adam?
He has declined our offer. Perhaps our good wishes suffice.
Yet still he holds all the power. He makes allies of foreign lords without permission and gathers together a fighting force.
Zeta, my brother, hear me well. The sickened world rests heavy upon my crown. I fear too heavy for my mortal neck.
Majesty.
And this disorderly throne is more apt for one such as Adam.
Brother, you mean to set my birthright on the caitiff's shoulders?
Oh, that guy's going straight traitor at the first opportunity. I can finally breathe. What's wrong? You got asthma or something? Alright, there's no need for concern. Lady Laura gets like this whenever she has to deal with formal situations. That's not ideal. You don't want to talk? You've been waiting outside the whole time, just idling by yourself. It's so selfish. Cut him some slack, Laura. Minoth had good reason not to go, especially when his least favorite individual was attending. Least favorite? You mean a Malthus, don't you? I'm sorry, I didn't... It's fine. I'm a coward, I admit it. We should endeavor to make sure that Minoth steers well clear of the Quaestor in the future. So, Adam, what's our next course of action? We may have warned them in time, but there's no telling when Malos might launch his attack. Indeed. We can start by taking a stroll around the city and seeing what the residents have to say. Can't be serious. Malos is virtually breathing down our necks, and you want to waste time catching up? It's not what this is. We'd get to learn the lay of the land, too, and we get an idea of the overall mood. He's right. Establishing a good rapport with the residents will give us an edge when the time comes. Perhaps the Aegis feels she can handle the situation all on her own. Yeah, fine, whatever. You all know better than me, so go on ahead. I'm just gonna sit here and pout. Bunch of bullies. I'm not saying it to be mean, Mithra. We're just pointing out how we're right and you're wrong. We all have to make concessions, and I think even you understand that now. You've really matured, you know. Am I supposed to take that as a compliment? You should. Adam's been looking out for you this whole time. You know he's being honest. Agreed. You should take his praise at face value. Now let's set to exploring the city. Plenty of atmosphere to soak up. Mithra and pouting. Name a more iconic duo. That's fair. There are a lot of more iconic duos, but like I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's pretty apt for her. Resolve various people's issues to raise community to level 2. Oh wow, okay, so it just straight up says, yo, get your community to level 2 before we're gonna let you progress. So all the side questing that I've been doing has been leading here. That's awesome. Cool. Now it's officially sanctioning me. Go do more side quests, please. Yay! I worry about Prince Zetar. Not that he does not possess talent, but he seems to use it to serve only himself. You may think that people don't notice, but they do. The soldiers too. That's why they favor Prince Adam. If you could only see that clearly and use his power to help the inhabitants of Torna. Oh. Also, Hollow, while you're here... There you go. You're here a lot of the time, and I don't really have an active mod, so I figure, you know, there should be, I suppose Green's here a lot of the time, too, but you need more than one. Yeah. There you go. If you see anybody causing trouble, feel free. Country is a weird one. Folk are kind even to strangers like us. People are often cold at traveling performance, especially in places like Moradane. Torna's not like that, though. People here are quick to trust. They don't mind that we're different. I can get behind the notion of people and blades coexisting. Heyo, Tarath. Prince Adam, nothing to report today. I do have some gossip. I've been listening to Niddle's Complete History of Torna. Did you know this place was built by the combined efforts of legions of humans and blades alike? It was a time of unrest. More Ardain was leading the world into industrial revolution, and conflict was rife. That's why this palace was built. As a statement to people both at home and abroad what Torna stands for. It's a testament to the belief that by working together, we can make up for our flaws and enhance our strengths. Nice. I like them. So the gate's actually open now. That's good. I can leave. Explore Oresco, Aletta, and Gormott. Yeah, it says raise everything. Okay. So, what have I got for active side quests? Look at all these side quests that just opened up. Oh, lordy-loo.